Hey DC collectors, welcome to a brand new episode of the show. Today we're taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Frankenstein action figure. Now this is a character I've been wanting an action figure for quite some time. Ever since like right before the New 52 during the Flashpoint era. This was my first introduction to the DC version of Frankenstein during Flashpoint. I didn't read the 7 Soldiers of Victory thing from Grant Morrison. I read this Flashpoint. It got me hooked, man. This is how he looks in Flashpoint too. Even though the side of the box does reference this particular version as 7 Soldiers of Victory, this is just how he looked in Flashpoint, even with the same sword. That series, that little mini series from Jeff Lemire, however you say his name, absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read it, go out, check it out. It is great, which led into the New 52 version. He looks a little different. New 52 had a mohawk, a little bit different look to him, but still, that was a good book. Frankenstein and the Agents of Shade. That was okay, but not as good as the miniseries from Flashpoint. So starting off, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, front of the box, left side, right side, back of the package, which features some awesome artwork of Frankenstein. And actually, even though this does say 7 Soldiers of Victory, this is the cover. I believe this is the cover off the first issue of his Flashpoint miniseries. Top, and last but not least, the bottom. With a look at the packaging out of the way, let's break this mega fig open and let's play. So now that he is out of the package, let's start by taking a look at the accessories that he comes with. Like every DC Multiverse figure, he comes with this black disc base with the 1 peg and the DC logo right in here. He comes with this trading card, and man, I'm gonna tell you, this is not the artwork for any issue of 7 Soldiers of Victory. This is from the Flashpoint miniseries Frankenstein and the Creature Commandos. I don't know what. It's just wrong. It's wrong. Here is the sword. This is a very cool sword, but again, look at that. Who wants a sword that looks like this? This material is just made out of flimsy stuff. It's not as egregious as some versions of swords that McFarlane has put out with his figures, but this is still, you could do the boiling water trick to try to straighten that out, and I'm sure it would work, but dadgum, give it a little, look at that. I mean, this is just not very good material. It's just very cheap. So let's take a look at Frankenstein up close. You can see this ugly mug of a face, which is pretty cool. I think they did a great job with the paint apps on this guy. You can see the little scar on his mouth right there. That looks cool. Black around the eyes. Even the blood around where they sewed the scalp back onto his head. That looks really nice. Here we have another. Just lots of detail that's sculpted into this thing. Maybe not painted out correctly. The paint job on it is fantastic. It's just there's not a lot of detail in the shirt or the coat. It's just plastic. Now the pants are a different story. They're supposed to be jeans, and there's lots of detail sculpted into it, and there is also some great paintwork here because it's got that thick layer of or that layer of black, dark blue behind it, and then some nice dry brushing of the light blue to bring out that blue jean look, which is cool. Boots on this guy. This guy's got like biker boots. They look really awesome. The only bad thing, again, if you could paint the straps, that would go a long way in really making this thing pop. Look at that. Just cool work. Has a sheath back here for his sword. In fact, we'll go ahead and put that in so you can see how that works. Just fits nicely right there. Put that down over right there. Kind of make it stay in place. Check that out. Just lots of cool little work here. Loving the tattered, torn look of the coat. As far as articulation goes, this guy's huge, man. His head, it can turn side to side, and it can go all the way around. Oh, he's really tight coming out of the box. He can look up about that far and look down. It's about as far as he's going to go because the collar on his shirt. Still nice articulation for his head. Arms rotate all the way around, and of course, can kick up about that high. He does have some movement, back and forth here with that semi-butterfly joint. He has bicep swivel, although the bicep swivel is not going to be all that great here because his muscles are so big. It really is tough to move that guy around just because of all the stuff around him. Now, he only has the 1 elbow bend, and it's got those little clicky kind of articulation there. I love that. Of course, his elbow does bend 360 as well. Wrist go all the way around. They have some rotation to them there. Clicky wrist joint. That's cool. Now, I don't think you're going to get much bend forward and backwards out of it. This is really thick plastic. I don't think you're going to get much there. He's got some pretty nice splitsies there. Splitsies up front, not so much. That's about as far as he's going to split. That way, he has double jointed knees, which is really nice. He does have nice ankle joints. These are the clicky kinds, not that ugly ball joint that McFarlane loves to use. So I'm loving that. And his ankles can do lots of stuff. He does have toe bends. I don't care about those, as you can tell from all my other videos. Now, just to give you a scale perspective here, I'm going to bring out another Flashpoint type figure. This is the Batman. Look how much smaller he is. This is the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman. My only issue with this figure is he's so big. Yes, he's a mega fig, and yes, McFarlane likes to make his mega figs really big. I think he overdid it on this, just kind of similar with the Swamp Thing figure. This is just way too big. I think, you know, maybe take his whole head off and his head be level with his neck, and that's about the height that Frankenstein should be. I think he's a head too big for this scale. But again, does McFarlane really cater to people who like scale? No, he doesn't. So I've sort of gotten used to that. What I would like to see it on my shelf scale with the other figures, but that's not going to happen. So I've kind of made my peace with that nothing's going to be in scale because it's all about the sake of good looking action figures. I get it. It's not my thing though. This guy is going to be really cool, especially with the announcement of, you know, new Flashpoint figures coming. Obviously, we're getting that Aquaman from the Flashpoint and the Cyborg Build-A-Figure. And of course, there's going to be new Flashpoint announcements later on throughout the year. They'll be Target exclusives, so these will all look good together. Final thoughts on this. I give this a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. The reason it gets the 0.5 knocked off is too big. It's actually too big. Scale-wise, it doesn't do it for me, but everything else is perfect about this. This is a very cool Frankenstein. I'm loving this figure, absolutely loving it. If you don't know who Frankenstein is, I highly recommend you go out, you track down that mini-series from Flashpoint just to get an idea of who Frankenstein is. Thank you, McFarlane Toys, for delivering this. This is a character, like I said, that I've been wanting for a long time, and McFarlane Toys delivered. So kudos to McFarlane Toys. Hey, if you like what I'm doing, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Share this video. I sure would appreciate it. It's the best way to help me grow. You check me out on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all that kind of cool stuff. It's some form of DC Collectors or DC Collector or the DC Collector. Check me out at projectactionfigure.com each and every day where I put up new images for the vault. If you haven't seen the vault, check it out. It's pretty cool. Lots of action figure pics there. All right, folks, that's it for this video. That's what he says in the comics. God bless.